بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن سار على نهجه إلى يوم الدين. Abad. All praises belong to the Almighty Allah. May His peace and blessings be upon the Prophet of Islam Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his household, followers, and all those who follow the path of Allah to the day of judgment. Welcome all of you to the presentations on morals of Ramadan. Today is day number 8. Yesterday we started to look at the means through which one can attain piety or taqwa. And we indicated that there are 6 steps or measures. Number 1 is reflection on Allah's power. That is A, under reflection. B, under reflection on man. Then number 2, fasting itself. How does it help us attain piety? Number 3, reading and reflection on the Quran. Then number 4, performance of voluntary prayers. Number 5, remembrance of Allah, al-adhkar. And then charity. That is number 6. Yesterday we dealt with Allah's power to create. We indicated that in theology, Islamic theology, there are 3 types of Allah's power. The power to create, the power to protect, and the power to destroy. We dealt with the power to create and the power to protect. Today, we are dealing with Allah's power to destroy. He says, وَهُوَ الْقَاهِرُ فَوْقَ عِبَادِهِ. وَهُوَ الْقَاهِرُ فَوْقَ عِبَادِهِ. He has the power of destruction over his servants. And according to the hadith of Bukhari, hadith of Abu Huraira, he said that the Prophet of Islam said that on the day of judgment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will destroy every creature, including the angels. Nobody will be alive to respond to the following question that Allah is going to pose to everybody. According to the account in the hadith, on the day of judgment, after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had destroyed all living things, including angels, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone will be left. And Allah will pose the question, لِمَنِ الْمُلْكُ الْيَوْمِ. Who does power, dominion, on authority? Who owns it? Who owns power? Who owns authority? Who owns dominion? But because every creature might have been destroyed by Allah, and He is the only one, Al-Hajj Al-Qayyum, the living and sustainer, He alone has remained. So there wouldn't be any creature alive to answer the question. So Allah Himself will answer the question. He says, dominion lillahi al-wahid al-qahhar. The power of destruction, the power belongs to Allah. Lillahi, to Allah, al-wahid, the only one, al-qahhar, the supreme destroyer. He has finished with everybody. So as we are in Ramadan and you are humbly listening to this humble message from our poor selves, think of that day. reflect on that day. Often, one of the strategies Shaitan uses to disturb the servants of Allah is to create the whispering in their hearts and minds that life is long. What you are talking about is long. In 1918 to 1920, when we had the global Spanish flu, it is now 100 years now, 100 years. So as for days in the sight of Allah, they are nothing. But Shaitan, according to the Quran, وَيُلْهِمُهُمُ الْأَمَلِ, Shaitan gives them false hope, as if they are going to be here forever. And truly, the person knows that he's not going to be here forever. The power of Allah to destroy. I don't want us to give examples in the past. Otherwise, you can draw examples on the stories of Pharaoh, how Allah handled him, the story of Nebuchadnezzar, the story of other kings who disobeyed Allah, societies who disobeyed Allah. And at the end of those stories, then Allah will say, Inna fi dhalika la ayatin liqawmin yatafakkarun. That in those instances are lessons for those who think, who reflect. I'm giving two examples of recent memory that are indicative of Allah's power. In December 2004, along the coast of Indonesia, prostitutes, men and women, had assembled along the coast, doing the stupid things they are known for. Then, in a twinkle of an eye, the sea, the color of the sea turned black, with moving with swift waves. Imam Shafi says that when a person is in a state of uncalled for enjoyment, stupid enjoyment, an enjoyment that leads to pain and punishment, Imam Shafi says that if somebody is in that state, he becomes blind and dumb and deaf. They saw that the waves, the sea waves, were moving very swiftly, and the color of the sea had also changed. It never dawned on them that there was an unnatural phenomenon which was occurring, precipitated by the power of Allah. They did not know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had caused the occurrence of volcano under the sea, and that the heat of the volcano had turned the sea color into black color, and the waves were moving. Now just imagine seawater being driven by a volcanic reaction. It was not only hot, but it was also swift. The velocity with which the sea waves were moving had tremendously increased. The prostitutes were still enjoying. The sea waves were moving and caught them up, pants down, and destroyed all the people along the coast. All the buildings in the path of the waves were destroyed. The power of Allah's destruction is at work. Nobody survived. Every building was destroyed. All the prostitutes along the coast were killed by the sea waves. And when it moved into the inner part of the habitation there, that is the buildings there, the sea waves brought down everything, every living human being, except a mosque and a boy of 2 years. Allahu Akbar. This is an incident for reflection. Example number 2, for want of time, is that in August 2005, there happened in America Hurricane Katrina. Hurricane is a combination of torrential rainfall and swift winds. Indeed, the hurricane started in Cuba. I know all these natural phenomena are controlled by the ambassadors of God, by the ambassadors of Allah, and they are the angels. And I'm very convinced that the hurricane, even though started and passed through Cuba, it never touched anything in Cuba. Moved along the East Coast, Washington, Virginia, New York, all of them were spared. And when it got to New York, the hurricane lifted itself up into the skies and moved like a moving aircraft. And you know where it went to? The hurricane flew over the skies of America and went and dropped itself on New Orleans, killing over 10,000 people instantly. And what is New Orleans? New Orleans is the center of homosexuality, and lesbianism. As if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was venting his spleen on this group of recalcitrant human beings. Over 10,000 people were destroyed. As I'm talking to you, coronavirus that we are witnessing, mankind has never witnessed a viral infection of this magnitude. As I'm talking to you, today is 1st May. This morning, when I checked the state of infections in America, it is over 1 million. Other places have recorded over 200,000. Italy. Even Turkey has about 112,000. Infections on a scale that mankind has never seen. And at this time that I'm doing this delivery, mankind is grappling with how to get the medicine to treat this sickness. And the virus is a very tiny creature of Allah. Very tiny. And look at the destruction it is causing to us. So when we reflect on the power of Allah and what He can do with His unlimited power, then we have no choice but to fear Him at all times. Ramadan is offering us that unique opportunity to reflect on the power of destruction from Allah, so that the self will have a situation where the inner self is well addressed, the mind is addressed, the body is addressed, and the essence of all the addresses is to seek nearness to Allah in this great month of Ramadan. I wish all of you the best in your endeavors, and may the Creator touch us all the time with his unique hand of compassion and protection. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.